Hey everybody, welcome to this reading. I just had to do this reading. I don't know why. We'll find out, I suppose. I have a little pre-shuffle. I don't know if it has anything to do with this one. This came through yesterday. Hi everybody, welcome. Welcome back. If you're returning, this is a general collective reading, apparently. Okay, so what do we have for this past little pre-shuffle I did? Not pre-shuffle, just seeing what seeing what came out. I have living in survival, possibly for as long as you can remember. It's bothering you that you can't participate in some things, celebrations, events, etc., simply because like you can't afford it, or you have to work, or like there are priorities or responsibilities, things like that you have to take care of first. I feel like whoever this is for, you might be at least slightly older, like at least like 30 plus, maybe, because I feel like the contrast is becoming more noticeable to you. Like how you perceive your situation compared to whomever you're around. You know, it was pretty clear that you're like tired of feeling that way, and you're like, wait, but where's like the end? Where is the like? Okay, now I get to do things, right? I don't know the answers to that because I'm trying to figure that out myself. Yeah, you're tired of feeling left out and just like overall lacking in life. Not saying you're not successful or doing well, just like meh. You are deciding whether or not to pursue things like in a different way, or like how would you go about it. You know, I think that's what you're trying to figure out. Like, what would I do if I was gonna shake things up? And you might have like a dream of opening like a business that's something more personal to you than whatever your career is right now. And Spirit says this is a good time to do it. Take that for what it's worth. If you're looking for a sign to pull the trigger, this is it. Again, I didn't meditate on this now or anything like that, so I don't like that. Like, sorry. So I don't know if it's going to carry on into this one, you know. But we'll see. I just wanted to mention it because it came out like super strong. There was no anything else it could have been than what that was. There was no other interpretation. It was like a picture book. That's how I explain it. When it's so clear. I need cough drop. I get wicked I do get wicked dry mouth. But it's interesting because I get wicked stage fright. Like even like singing. If I know someone comes in the room, I don't stop. My throat stops. Automatically. Like something happens when I try to like sing in front of somebody. It doesn't come out the way it does any other time. So that's what I mean. If you've ever had stage fright, it's kind of like you don't have control over what your throat's doing. I think it's interesting when I do readings, and this is like a lot. I mean, I vape, yeah, sure, but this is something that needs to get out and doesn't want to be let out. That's how I feel right now. So let's get into it. And that's how I'm taking that. Thank you, Spirit. Here I am. You wanted me. You rang. Off today randomly, and it really sucks having a Thursday off because you have just one more day to get through. I'm like, it's like when you go back to school and then you're off for like another 4 days just so you can get that 180 days in. Okay, we are going to get whatever message you need to get out to the collective, everybody. And what does my collective need to know? I have a couple of oracle decks out. I have a couple lighter and darker decks. We'll see how it goes. Excuse me. I just wanted to let my daughter know I was starting recording. I thought I'd heard her come out of her room, but she didn't. Okay. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. We have the 5 of fire. I don't know how to make this come in better. Here we go. King of Fire and Love came out together. Chariot. Alright. I can't remember what I said about that now, but it looks like here, someone is, contemplating, like, next moves. I feel like there is some, restless energy around you. Oh. You got the Chariot came out too. And now we just got, Justice and the Sun together. Whatever abundance you have coming towards you, clearly it's deserved, so. Yeah, I think you're like restless. Yeah, I mean, it could be. And you've kind of outgrown your environment, what you've been used to, the survival mode. It's like it's killing you, and I think whatever happened to make you grow so much, to have that type of perspective, because if you didn't grow a little bit, you wouldn't know the difference. You would think everything was fine still, right? There would be no questioning if you should be doing anything, because you would be doing what you thought you should be doing. Does that make sense? Right? So, like, I think you have the opportunity to make moves, but I think you have to do it, right? I think that's the last, kind of like the last step. Like, yeah, you just gotta do it now. You've come this far. You didn't come this far just to come this far, right? As the saying goes. But, per usual, it's kind of a bittersweet victory. With any gain, with any movement forward, with any give a take, you're going to have to leave things behind. You're going to have to change things about your life that you've probably done forever. But that's what it takes for real change. And it's uncomfortable, but it's a win at all costs. That's where you're at when you're there. You're ready for the change, and you don't care what it takes. You don't care. Sometimes people, if you're a people pleaser, or you just don't like confrontation, you go around not disrupting the apple cart, but you have to disrupt the apple cart to find out if the apples inside are rotten. The ones outside are for show. You have to get in there and see if it's rotten or not. So always disrupt the apple cart. Don't keep up appearances. So if you're like a people pleaser like that, and you go along never saying anything's wrong until one day you can't take it anymore and you're like crazy, you explode. Everyone's like, what the hell? Well, of course everybody's like, what the hell? Because you've been like, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. Everything's not fine. Like, whoa. That's, of course gonna happen when you just keep stuffing trauma down and just don't deal with it, because I just can't right now. I just can't. I don't have time. I have my job, I have my baby, I have my kid, I have my high schooler, I have my whatever, You're not gonna have shit, okay, if you don't take care of that. You're not. You have to take care of it as it goes. My oldest daughter is brilliant. Emotionally brilliant. That's all I have to say. Handling it as it comes. That's key. Communication. Telling the truth. And if the person doesn't want to hear it and they can't handle it, that's it. Okay. I found out where your end is. Don't shrink yourself to fit. There's gonna be somebody who will fit you, right? I realize I'm not so picky anymore just to be picky, or just because I'm so used to being by myself. Because I thought that for a while. Like, am I just stuck in my ways? And I don't think so. I think I figured it out, and I think I am waiting until I find me. Until there's somebody who is investing in me the same way I'm investing in them. Not monetarily, just in life, the flow. It's not all one way. It's like, it can work because there's effort. I need somebody who values me as much as I do. And I don't think that's wrong. And also because I know I'm around people all day. I'm not antisocial. I pick up on everybody's freaking energy all day long, but that's my own choice. But the people who I have like relationships with, that's where I have trouble, because when someone gets a little closer, I'm like, I'm a little too weird to like get any closer than this, thank you. I don't know. So it's the people who I have a relationship with, I invest a lot emotionally, like, in physically, in my time and care. Like, when I love, and it's like, if I don't have that in me, I can't half-ass it, and I don't want someone else to either. But my point is, if I'm going to put all that into somebody, it has to be going into somebody who is also putting just as much back into me, or I'm gonna be empty. Right? That's how it has to work. I can't give everything and not get filled back up. So that's all. I can't handle it. It's not okay anymore. I've learned my lesson. But that being said, I mean, it's not. I just literally thought about this earlier this morning. I was like, oh, yeah, that's what my, subconscious is kind of waiting for. Because I've been like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, oh, I'm not like actively, pushing people away. I'm just chilling. But I think I get it. I think whoever my little guardians are like, nope, 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 nope. Like, you're not even gonna get close. She's not gonna see that message. Like, yeah. And that's perfectly fine. I'd rather be alone than empty. I'd rather be alone and full than with another person just to be another person and empty. Because that sucks. So, wherever you're at right now, whomever this is for, I feel like maybe not exactly the same type of thing, but I feel like in the same vein, that's how you're feeling. Like, I would rather just leave, just like pack a bag and just act like it's the 60s and hitchhike up the street than be here anymore. But there's probably people you don't want to hurt, and you know that even if you're not trying to hurt them, and you're just being like, I just need to go for myself and go figure some stuff out, they're going to be offended that you're leaving them. It has nothing to do with that you're going for you, it's that you're leaving them. You can't listen to them. You can't listen to them. It's not your fault that they, put so much weight on your presence in their life, that they're having anxiety about living it without you just physically around them. It's not like you said you were just gonna go jump off a cliff. Pretty sure you're coming back. Too bad. Because in 5 years, if you stay because someone made you feel bad and you think about where you could be, you're going to be resentful. But in 5 years, if you have accomplished the goals you set out to accomplish, and that person is still there and supporting you and everything is great, you're both going to be happy. Or that person's not going to be there, and the person who's supposed to be there with you is going to be. You have to do what's good for you. Nobody else. That's what people don't understand. It's not personal. When someone does something that's in their best interest, for their mental health, whatever, it has nothing to do with you. Especially if you're the cause. How are you gonna get mad? Because someone who you're, like, not paying attention to boundaries stops messing with you. I don't know. I don't understand. It's cause and effect here, people. So, I feel like that's all coming up to make reference for this, because I don't know otherwise why it did. I'm like, what the hell am I even talking about right now? I hate when that shit happens. Like crazy. It's okay. And towers at the bottom of the deck. Big old disruption in your life. Upheaval. You are changing course, my friend. Construction has started on the new foundation, and we will let you know when it's complete. Okay. You will see justice when things start to come to light about whatever whatever you're probably moving away from. I get one of these little I don't remember what they were called. Maybe Tree of Life or something like that. It's just pictures. Now it is. Do you ever look at pictures and be like, I look like a completely different person? I do all the time. Like, there's like chunks of my life that I'm like, I don't know who I was. I don't even know what I thought I looked like then, but it wasn't that. I don't know how to explain it. I was looking at old pictures because I was cleaning out, like Google storage and stuff, and I was like, who is this? I wish I looked like that now. And like at the time it was probably like, But, crazy. In perspective when you're in the moment. And to be able to look back on so many things now. Probably because we can take pictures so readily. It's a little easier to kind of be like in that like weird moment of like, whoa, reflection. Before it was just when your mom let you get a new cartridge for the Polaroid, you know, and those are expensive, so it wasn't that often. And then, you know, after the 90s, my mother used to always have a disposable camera, always, like one or two, just hanging around, just to catch my daughter and whatever shenanigans. Dreamtime, creation. It is the King of Fire that came out. It's probably, you know, it's time to work on you, and whenever it comes to light, I think you're gonna be like, yeah, And, you know, in all this warmth, I'm seeing this, like, pattern. All the warmth, even the Five of Wands, it's still kind of warm. I think you were feeling restless, and you know, I think your passions are like bubbling up inside you, like your purpose. What am I doing here? What am I doing this for? That type of thing. People take off to like another country, you know, and you're kind of like, again, deciding what your next steps are, because I think you just kind of got to maybe like a checkpoint in your life, and you're like, okay, I can't stay here. what am I gonna do? And I think something is going to suddenly come out, and you might be like a little concerned about what the heck what am I gonna do? Or not, maybe I don't feel like you're like super concerned, maybe just like a little. And out of the blue, because you've kind of methodically done this work and come this far, and you know, getting ready for the next chapter, you're going to get something justified come through to you that's going to be like all of a sudden shown, like, here, this is for you. However, whatever's illuminated, this is going to be justice in a way that it might kind of somehow lock you into knowing what the next steps are. But also whatever trepidations you were having beforehand are gone after you, whatever this is whatever the sun comes out and touches. You know, and then that's when it turns icy. I'm not gonna say air, I'm gonna say icy, because then you're like, whatever comes out, justice is served on both ends of the scale. I feel like whomever is getting the justice, the karma is getting it. You are being rewarded for staying true to yourself through whatever this was. That's gonna give you some anxiety when you're kind of rehashing it, you know. And I think that's gonna kick you even more into high gear for like, alright, I'm doing this no matter what. Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of like the overall. This is where we're at. This is kind of what's going on. I want to know what the sun part of. That's what I think the situation is. Because I think this is kind of telling us the story of how we got here. Now you're bound and possessed that you are going to make these moves. So I wonder what it was. Let's see. I don't want to say like you have something to prove, but almost like you have something to prove. Thank you, Spirit. Please tell me what was brought to light. For collective. Queen of Swords is at the bottom right now. We have 10 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Chariot again, the Hermit, and the 6 of Wands. So let me take a look at this for a minute. So this is what was brought to light, right, Spirit? Let me see here. Kind of like the same thing. So 10 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles. I feel like let me stop for a second. Alright. So, basically what came to light, you know, okay, so whether this is a person, a situation, job, place, way of thinking, whatever it is that something was illuminated about, it was a heavy, you kind of like, you know, it's heavy to carry. It was a lot. 10 of Wands, right? With the 5 of Pentacles, it's almost like you felt like it was like everything was for nothing, right? So here comes the Ace of Swords, and I think you know, traditionally, Five of Pentacles has two people outside looking in the window. So whoever the person that you've been trudging along with is part of this up until this point, right? Again, it could be a job, it could be, you know, whatever. I believe you find out that they are planning to separate from you in whatever way the situation would. If it's a person, they're leaving. They're gonna dip on you. If it's a job, it's closing and they've known it's gonna close. You know, it's like one of those things. If it's something that you believed in, you're gonna find out it was like bullshit or and over. Or you have to walk away from it. You know, that type of scenario. Not that you have to walk away from it, that it is ready to dip on you. Without saying anything. Without saying anything unless they have to. They are completely lying by omission. For the victory. For whatever it is they want, they are ready to leave you in whatever it is you thought you were in together, because they think the grass is greener. Well, they did. I think they dipped out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think if this is a relationship, they're leaving you for this person, for another person. You may not even know the person. Mm-hmm. I think this is a relationship. So bring this back to the beginning, the little cliff notes. The Five of Fire, the restlessness, you know when something's up. I said that in one of my recent videos, right? So I think you were making the decision whether or not to say anything, or, you know, whether or not you wanted to go. But I think you wanted to do it in like the proper way, right? You know, have a conversation about it. So I think that's why this is justice, because you're finding out that they're getting ready to dip out on you. Meanwhile, you wanted it anyway. Yeah, I think you were tired of this bullshit. I feel like the only reason why this shit's hard is because they're there. Like, yeah, like, okay, see you later. Oh no, good luck. Have fun with that. So, yeah, I think that's what's happening. Right. Yeah, because I think everything is fine. You're, like, thinking about it, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute. What? What? You might see, like, a text or something. I don't know. I don't be going through phones. You know what? I don't want to see shit. I'll find out. Well, as far as that shit was concerned, I didn't have to worry about that. Other stuff maybe, but not that. As far as I know, and if I did, then whatever. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. I don't think my ex cheated on me for a couple of reasons. I just don't think he did. And number two, I don't think he would, because if he did and got caught, I don't think he can deal with that being the confirmed, like, bad guy. I think that it would have killed him. I'm not saying that's why he did it. I'm saying maybe not him. I won't say him. I will say there are people. I will say if the thought ever crossed his mind, which sure, I'm sure it did. I'm sure it may have crossed his mind, right? I think that would be one factor in not doing it. That's what I'm not trying to like talk shit. I'm saying I think that would be a factor in not doing it. I don't think he would be able to deal with the shame of it. The perceived. He wouldn't like that. He wouldn't. So, but I just don't think he did. I don't think he did. I don't care. Either way at this point, but I don't. Woo! Bottom of the deck is Temperance. Okay. I'm gonna put this candle on these cards. Alright, so I definitely, that's the situation. I think, your person left for something he perceives to be better, or she, either way. However, with Temperance at the bottom, I think you are balanced, and I think that's what you wanted anyway. You just were a little more empathetic about it. And I like, see you later. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I put this long for what? I really like this. Unfortunately, it was on the clearance section at Walgreens, so I'm sure it'll be gone forever. Alright, let's see. What is the conflict? What is okay, that's what's going. What does collective need to know about all this? What should they be aware of? I feel like you have it kind of like handled. I don't see. This is just like facts. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. Ba, 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 ba. Stupid work tomorrow. I'm going a little early too. Queen of Swords, what you don't see coming. Oh no. What you need to know, what you don't see coming, that's either 6 in one, half dozen the other. What about this Queen of Swords? Tell me more about what a collective needs to know that they don't see coming regarding all of this. You seem, I don't know, you're like balanced, you're chilling, making good decisions, having good karma, winning at all costs. I feel like if it's a job, it's the same type of thing. Like you were already thinking about leaving, you know, that type of situation. A roommate, they already have somebody ready to move in. They're like, my cousin, you know, let's see the world. You may have to cut off more people than you expected. Oh, don't let this get you jaded. Or maybe you're just, whoop. None of those popped up. The whole deck just felt nice and clean. Maybe you're, truth and clarity. You're, maybe sitting in that energy. But you know what you don't see coming, though. Definitely the end of a chapter. The world. I didn't show you the other cards. I'm sorry. The Queen of Swords. I get all carried away, wrapped up in the world. Alright. Tell me more, tell me more. Come back here. Oh, this came out. Six of Cups. Funny, I feel like I was just talking about, you want, you know, reciprocity in all situations. And Three of Cups, you know, coming together, celebration, community. I think this is also saying you're smart enough to know when to just walk away and call it for what it is, because you were ready anyway. Maybe that's what you don't see coming, how easy it's going to be. I think the anticipation was getting you a little bit more. Yeah. And I think maybe some some of like your friends come out of the woodwork and stuff again. And you get some of that. Maybe that's what you don't see coming too, is maybe you get reminded of who your tribe really is. Or maybe you get shown. Maybe you get shown. And maybe you meet new people. You know, because you need to change some stuff about your life, especially if it's a new job. You're gonna meet new people. If you're breaking away from a relationship, you're gonna do new things. Your routine's gonna be different. You're gonna meet new people, you know. I think somebody's gonna be coming in, or a group of people are gonna be coming in to your life to lift you kind of back up a little bit. I don't think you're down. I just think you're wondering if you've ever had any real connections. I think you feel like this person just left so easily. I don't feel like this was like a quick thing, a quick relationship. I feel like this was like significant, you know. I think that's why you're kind of surprised that you're like, okay. But I don't think this is your first rodeo either. Yeah, and again, because you're away from that negative energy, even if you're not a negative person, if you're constantly around negative people, you're absorbing it, you know. Or if you're constantly around a negative person and you're trying to ward it off, you're warding off everything. You can't be selective like that. I say it all the time, you block out the good with the bad. But it's slow. You don't realize how calloused you get, and it's noticeable to other people. So they don't approach. What about this new community, these new people? The collective needs to know. That's what you don't see coming. You know what? Let me do the other deck. See, you know, that's what you don't see coming. A new tribe, a new clique. Page of Swords. Yeah. You know, I feel like this is because your Queen of Swords came out. I feel like you're intellectually in a different spot, you know. And I think this is truth coming in. You're getting what you have like manifested and wanted, and it's just like truthful people, relationships, genuine people. And that's why you're in your Queen of Swords energy, because you're like, okay, I've tried to lead with my heart. I've tried to lead with my instincts, right? Let's lead with my intellect and my, still instincts, but more intuition than instincts. I feel like your instincts is here, your intuition is different. You instinctively want to care for somebody. Your intuition is going to tell you if you should or not. Alright, so collectively, don't see new connections come in that like it's really the end of that chapter now. I think maybe it's been one of those, round and round we go. It's over. Whatever that was, a job you kept going back to, friends that you weren't meshing with anymore, or a relationship, whatever it is for you, whatever you're leaving. Yeah. So. Yeah, because you probably, if you're older, if you are like 30 plus, you're not going out like, you want to hang out with me? It's like just random people you meet. Like, yeah, okay. No. Like, that's how I met people when I was a kid. Like, hey, you want to come over and be my friend? Like, literally. I'd probably still do that. If there's ever an investigation discovery episode about me, you'll know why. Okay. Spirit, please tell me, what should Collective be aware of these new people, jobs, groups, whomever, all these new connections that are coming in. What do they need to be aware of? And being aware can be good or bad. We'll see. Ace of Cups. Ooh. You might have new love coming in. A lot of cups coming in the second half. Only cups, as a matter of fact, except for that Queen of Swords. Everything's been cups so far. After the end. You know what? Maybe because you loved yourself enough. You showed it. You walked away with no struggle. Because you deserve to walk away with no struggle. You don't deserve that. You don't deserve to be like, I'm gonna leave because I think this chick's better. Or this guy has more money. Whatever. Or we're gonna let you go because we want to pay someone else less. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. I think what you need to be aware of these new connections, even this new love connection, is the switch is overnight, but the foundation is going to be a slow burn, which is good, which is what you want. That's what you want. You want a stable path, right? So I think what you need to know is this is like stable. This is like the real deal. Whatever, because remember, you're being rewarded by the sun with this karma for you, for doing the right thing, with dealing with the past situation. 6 of Wands, yeah. You're the one who's going to be victorious. Take your time. Take your time, do it right. We can do it, baby. Do it tonight. 3 of Pentacles, yep. You're, working on your skills. Learning. If it's a new job, you're learning that. If it's new friends, you're kind of like learning what they like. They're kind of learning stuff from you. You probably have similar interests because maybe that's how you met. But people are, admiring your work. They're not asking you to dim your light because it's too bright for them. They're like, oh, that's awesome, show me how to do that, or whatever, whereas someone else who is intimidated by your light, is going to be like, oh, that's stupid, they're gonna try to make you have self-doubt and not shine as brightly. which is probably what you went through, which is probably why everything was so heavy with the ten of Wands earlier. It's hard to carry someone else's insecurities when, you really don't have any, but they're making you feel like you should. That's not cool, and it's really, really hard to carry. So when you do start to feel invited to let your light shine, it's really, really freeing. Ten of Cups, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, what you don't see coming. We got the Ace of Cups. We have new love coming in. Definitely. That's like stable. A victory after the battle. Working together, learning from one another, appreciating the work you do. Yeah, teaching each other. You guys might do the same thing, because this is definitely, this is the new love coming in. And Ten of Cups, the ultimate happiness, family. And that's your karma, and that's your justice. This person wanted to leave you after you just carried all that weight for them. And that's not why you did it, and you probably even say that. It doesn't seem like you did, because I don't think you'd be getting this if you did. You did it because you loved them. And for them to turn around and be like, you know what? I think I'm going to go over here because I think this will be a better choice for me. And you're like, oh, okay, that's fine. But you've done everything, so it's really no skin off your back. And by changing that mindset, putting your big girl pants on, closing that door, you're coming into some like-minded people who are, I think I'm trying to think. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, you're coming into people, this could be, I don't think it is though. A lot of times it's nostalgia. I think I was called, the Six of Cups. I think, a lot of times it's like nostalgia, a lot of times people will say it's somebody, what you don't see coming would be someone from your past coming back. And maybe for some of you it is. But what I'm seeing is you coming back, into society. You know what I mean? Like your inner child coming back out. Not necessarily with people from your past, but that feeling of, yeah, this is how I used to feel, right? Yeah. And you probably have, I think you probably have your guides around you too, because they're proud of you. Yeah, so what you don't see coming is definitely a new, a real, stable love. So don't question it, necessarily. Because this is your victory after all you've been through. And this is somebody who is going to, work with you to help you grow. And they love what you do, and they love how you think, and they love, your mind. That's how I see, like, they're trying to, like, see how do you work, how do you think. Show me how you think. And little did you know, you were headed for the 10 of Cups. That's what you don't see coming. So you need to know it's done. It's over. And I think it's going to take you by surprise when your little you starts to come out. And celebrate. Because you're free. Bottom of the deck's 8 of Wands. I think once it starts, it's going to bang, bang, bang. Rapid fire. Get a little bit, see if there's any advice, and then one more message from your future self about this. This is nice. I feel like you're probably, if you're going through, the beginnings of this, if you're just breaking up with that person, you're just leaving that job, again, when I do the readings, I kind of just tell like a story, but if you're in the thick of it, it doesn't feel all to you. You're probably like, fuck, man, but just know, the divine sees what you've gone through and the injustices that you've been served. And it, again, did not go unnoticed. People underestimate karma, man. And some people think that if they act like they don't believe in it, that means they're not going to get it. And they are sorely mistaken. Because you know what? It can be in your everyday life just enough. Just enough. Like, what the hell? Like, an unpeaceful life is a nightmare. So if you have just little things every day that aggravate the shit out of you, that sounds like a little bit of karma. I don't know. I don't know how karma works. I didn't write the book about it, but I'm just saying that would make sense in my head. Until you're like, alright, what? What do I have to do to stop this? If something keeps happening, you have to be like, why does this keep happening? Big or small. From the most toxic thing to the littlest fucking inconvenience. There's a reason for every reaction that happens. There was an action that caused it, right? What is it? Keeps getting the same results. Do something different. Spirit, do you have any advice for the collective about all of this? Don't be afraid when the new love comes in. That's from me. Don't ever be afraid. You can always leave. Don't say no to love. Not taking a chance and never having it is not worth it, you know? You gotta take a chance. You gotta take a chance. That's crazy. Yeah. I definitely get that from them. You gotta take a chance. Flip a coin if you have to. About whatever. Even though it's pentacles, I feel like it's, you're trying to juggle your emotions and your intellect and your rationale and everything. Or that's what Spirit wants you to do. Keep yourself, keep it together while you're navigating this. King of Swords. I think, that's confirming, stay in that intellect energy, and also I feel like, I think it's confirming that this is like your actual counterpart too. That's why you can talk and laugh and play and work and like you never get tired of being around this person. I feel like whenever they come in, I don't know, but you are just never gonna get tired of them. Seven of Swords. I'm seeing this as like, because this is advice for everything, and right now you're in probably the like ending of the thing, right? Take the money and run is what I'm getting. Yeah. Keep your strategy up and whatever. Keep your morale. Keep everything about you that got you passing this test, so to speak. But don't feel bad about it. Those are your swords. Take them and go. Leave them like two. Leave them like a plate and a fork. All the rest of that shit is yours. Yeah. And then we have the Hierophant, the Eight of Cups, and the Five of Cups. This is the advice. I feel like it's saying, even though you had to walk away, remember, even though you lost time, you lost whatever, you mourn the loss of this relationship, this job, this time in your life that you're moving on from, but you're moving on to something new. There's two new cups in front of you, right? And it was lacking. You wanted to leave. Again, it's reiterating. You wanted to leave. They just ripped the Band-Aid off in a different way. So yeah, I feel like this is, like how I said this was like, a weird justice, even though it was like a tower and a whatever. This is saying This was divinely guided. This is your path. This had to happen for you to move on in this way. Yeah, this is the way it had to happen. It was written. Yep. I feel it's Eight of Swords, but the way I'm seeing it is divine timing. You weren't allowed to see this yet until now. Until now, until the sun came out. So, not to worry. Everything is going the way it's supposed to. High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. I believe that is saying yes. Listen right now to what I'm saying. Also listen to your intuition. Also be very observant. So you don't miss anything. And last but not least, guys, thank you, Spirit. This has been a really good reading, I think. Please give me a message from collective future self. How does it look? Where are we going? I suppose from the best case scenario, future self, right? Okay, future collective. What message do you have for now, collective? What's a message from our future self? Whoop, nope. Oh, there we go. The Hierophant again. I feel like this is like stay on your path, man. Listen to your guides. I feel like they're really guiding you. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is pretty fulfilled. I feel like pretty grounded and pretty calm and peaceful. I take it as I feel like where I already said the Knight of Pentacles for this new love coming in. I think that's a nod to you growing that. And then the Fool. Yeah. I feel like that's, you know what, also? You maybe get married to the person pretty quickly. And you're, yeah, I think you're marrying that person. Yeah, I think you're planning your future. I think you're planning your wedding. Yeah. Yep. In the world. And the King of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Fool, in the world. In the Hierophant. Can I have an invitation to your wedding, please? Because, clearly, that's what's happening. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are fools who want to spend the rest of your life together on this world. The hangman fell out. I think, this person made you see life in a whole different way. Oh, I got wicked chills. Oh, alright, guys, get over this. Oh. Whew. Get through the ending that you're going through. Be open to new connections that feel good to you. And let this new love come in, because, man, this is what you wanted since you were little. I feel like, yeah, this is what you wanted since you were little. This is what you came for. Yeah. Oh my god, super chills. Okay. We have one memento mori, and we'll call it a night. I gotta go to bed, like, immediately. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. We are grains of sand. I take that as, we're grains of sand, and we can weave right through, and we can transform into glass if we have to, and we can get wet, and we can live in the ocean if we have to, and we can create sandstorms if we have to. We can do whatever we need to live our best life. Well, everybody, oh, I can't wait for you to get this love. I'm still getting, like, waves of chills, because as soon as it dawned on me, like, this is what you thought of when you were, like, making your Barbies get married, or, like, if you're a boy, however boys do that, I don't know. Awesome. Alright. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and like and subscribe if you're feeling my vibe. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.